pressure off his back foot. Up for grabs. And caught. C.J.
Oh, Tommy. Sorry, man.
Got to break my heart all over again. Sunday night.
Oh, what a catch, though, right? What a catch.
It was a great catch.
I mean,
insane.
That is an unbelievable catch. Now, he does bobble it a little bit through the ground, but does the ball ever touch the ground?
He did bobble it, and I wish it would have touched
Goes
the
up
ground.
with one hand, pulls it in, but watch it now. Does he get it into his body? Does it ever touch the
Clearly
ground?
a catch.
That
Clearly
angle,
a catch.
I
I know he bobbled it, but it's a
meeting
catch.
the grass.
Very clearly a catch. Unfortunate.
C.J. Daniels played all
One
of
more view
last
just
year
in
at
case you didn't
LSU
see
after
them all.
free at Liberty. He had 42 catches for the Tigers, but did not have a touchdown catch.
Oh, what a brutal game.
It really was. I mean, so, hey, welcome to the fourth quarter. It's Tommy and I today. Trey's running late. He texted him. He's like, sorry, I'm running late. And I was like, no kidding. Here he comes.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know you were running late, man. So
we already knew that, buddy.
Yeah, you missed the C.J. Daniels one-handed catch.
Well, I didn't miss it. I just missed it on this show. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. That was a pretty dope way to start the year. I mean,
oh my goodness.
Where do you go from
Except
there?
for Tommy.
It was
Being a
brutal.
Notre Dame fan and all, you know.
Yeah, that is rough. I mean, we're in the hat. At least you're still representing. That's for sure.
Yeah. I know. I got 49ers, you know.
I know. I did not have the Chiefs on today. I probably should have done that.
Is that
But
Texas? Is that what you got?
this is actually Texas Rangers from
That's
the
what I
Post and Pray Classic, my friend.
yeah.
We played there and
Hey.
we won.
Yeah. Winner.
That's right.
Of that tournament. So awesome. Well, welcome, gents. Fourth quarter. So lots to cover today. Obviously, college football kickoff, big game of the week. Texas versus Ohio State last week. We got a little receipts that we might play later.
What a game.
Yep.
Listen, you can't
Definitely
win them
not.
all.
Yeah, definitely not the offensive shootout we expected, but it's early season. Still a great game nonetheless. Obviously, some NFL drama we'll get into, some new NBA stuff. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out with Kawhi and Mr. Ballmer. They're trying to skirt the rules, the no-show contract that we'll talk about. So, welcome, gents. How we doing?
Doing well. Excited to be back today talking about what's happening this week. Obviously, college football was a good starting week. Lee Corso, 6-0 on his picks on his last show. Talk about mic drop moment going out strong.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty wild. Yeah, he got all his picks right on Saturday. Kudos to him. Congrats on a great career. But yeah, it was a great start to the season. NFL this week, obviously some big games to talk about. So that's going to be exciting. Ryder Cup right around the corner. Lots of good stuff going on.
Yep, for sure. So what I didn't Lee Corso. I did see that he picked Ohio State. Do you know any of the other games that he picked?
I mean, I don't remember all the picks, but he was perfect on his 6 picks. I'm sure he got Miami.
I've got it pulled up. So he picked
he
Tennessee.
probably got Florida State.
He picked Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida State, Miami, LSU, and Ohio State.
Wow.
Yeah.
those were tough games, man. 6-0. Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's like one of those moments where it's like, okay, this guy's legendary now. If he wasn't legendary
scripted that
before,
perfectly, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, pretty impressive. No conspiracy. I'm sure teams are not going to drop games just to let him go 6-0, but pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, big week for ACC too. Obviously, Miami wins, Florida State wins. I mean, those are 2 big wins, really, right out of the gate.
And especially for Florida State. I mean, after the season they had last year.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected them to come out, on point, but they clearly did. So that was
what's the QB's name? Tommy something, right?
Yeah,
Castellanos.
Castellanos, yeah. So
Castellanos.
he called it in June because he was a transfer, I think, from Boston College and maybe from UCF or somewhere before that. I forget. So, third stop. I mean, that's the thing about the college football now. You could have a career at multiple different schools.
It used to be maybe one stop, maybe one.
One. Yeah.
And then you were going to redshirt. You're at least going to be a 5th-year senior if you stayed there.
Yeah.
And now they can go to 4 different schools if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
But hey, I want to talk about this. We brought this up. Florida State, I don't feel like they just beat Alabama in this game, right? I mean, since Nick Saban has been gone, they've really struggled. I mean, I feel like Florida State came into this game They invaded the Tide soul. Roll Tide. Is it over? Is Roll Tide over, baby?
I think it's going to go through. You have these programs that are on a high, and then they just go through these massive lulls, and it almost always happens after a great coach leaves. I mean, I think of like North Carolina when Dean Smith left, then Roy Williams, and then it was downhill for a long time. In fact, I think between Dean Smith and Roy Williams, they had a little lull. But you see that at most of these teams, these programs, if you have a great coach and then they leave, it is hard to sustain that. Like they don't think about succession plans in college football coaching. They don't think about what's best for the university. Those coaches just coach until they're done and they move on, and then it's like the university has to figure it out. I mean, how do you find another Bear Bryant? How do you find another Nick Saban? How do you find another coach like that? It's not easy. And I think that they're going to struggle for a while. The question is, how long will they tolerate it? And what will they do? Who will they go get? I mean, I think the SEC has definitely shifted from it was Bama's conference. Now it's Georgia's conference. Tennessee is showing pretty strong. Like it's definitely shifting. I think they're done for a while. I'm going to say at least a decade. They're going to be not really in contention. They're going to lose 2 or 3 games a year minimum. They're not going to be in contention.
Yeah.
How long do you think Caleb DeBoer stays their head coach?
If they lose this week, he's he's really on the chopping block pretty early. I don't know. It's really interesting what the priorities are of the program. We know what the priorities were of Nick Saban, and that was championship football. But was that the priority of the AD? Was that the priority of the school? Do they exemplify that in other sports? You don't hear about Alabama in hardly other sports. So if their DNA as a organization and as a school is not championship athletics, they'll probably tolerate it for a while. But the fans will get pretty pissed off.
The fans is what I was going to say. The fans will demand it because the crazy thing to me is DeBoer, he had a lot of success in a short time in Washington. I mean, their teams were really good.
Listen, we're going to go back to this.
Listen, don't get on your bandwagon here.
I'm just saying success in the Pac-12 is going to be different than success in the SEC. I just don't think it. I don't think it's like going from AAA ball to the majors. It's not always a smooth transition. I mean, you got to admit Pac-12 is not like high caliber football.
There is no Pac-12 now, right?
Well, now there's no Pac-12, but I mean, just knowing that that's what it came from, that really wasn't, a power conference that was highly regarded when it came to football. Yeah. And so again, I'm not surprised by that, but at the same time, it's also got to be difficult to fill Nick Saban's shoes. That can't be easy.
Yeah, that's a big. Well, since we're kind of talking about them, I'm going to bring this up. There we go.
For the first Alabama touchdown.
We'll talk about some highlights from that game.
It's a nice play design by Ryan Grubb because the play fake is just going to freeze their safety. Ashland
Alabama,
allow Cuevas
obviously,
to get
nice
underneath.
play here,
this is a
but
play that almost
after the early lead,
back in for pass protection. Third down and 11,
number 18 on
four-man
defense.
rush from Bama. Castellanos launches it.
Yeah, I don't think it's this play. It's coming up.
And
but the guy was like jogging. He was jogging down the field on a touchdown run. And I'm like, that's not Alabama football. That's wild to even think that that's remotely acceptable to do that, to have that kind of a play. So that to me, that spoke a lot because that's coaching. That's just like coaches should never have to coach effort at this level.
Especially at this level, right?
Yeah, you're not coaching effort. I don't know how much that is coaching, and I don't know how much that is the new environment of NIL football. Although of course that's not going to help him get his next NIL deal. I think this one's it right here.
I think it is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 18 up at the top of the screen. He's kind of lost. Now he's just jogging. He's just jogging. Even when the guy gets break, he just just jogging.
Well, that play right there was, to me, is not Alabama football, because Alabama always just killed you with speed and power. And there was neither. I mean, it was just a simple end around. It wasn't a really great designed play. It was a good play, a little misdirection, but it's like that guy right there, he stuttered. Normally that guy would just crash so hard that he would blow the play up, but it didn't happen. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not fundamental. It's not fundamental Alabama football.
Yeah, Zero was jogging. There's 18 again. There's your boy.
He ran a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
You know,
She had the angle.
I would love to be in the room this week watching film. I mean, are they really upset about it? Are they all mad? Are they all pissed off about it? Or are they like, I don't know, whatever. I'm making money.
Right.
You know?
Well, in this play here, just a simple sweep at the 5-yard line. Normally, Alabama's so far in your backfield, that play's never going to work.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard
There was-
loss under Nick
There was
Saban.
no penetration whatsoever from
Yeah.
the defensive
Didn't
line.
touch them until after the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, they made a little bit of we're going to make this interesting, on this play to get it within 7. But, Florida State comes back and makes a touchdown here, I think, at 7 minutes to go, and the game was over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Removed all drama from the game.
It's pretty wild. Pretty
You know,
wild.
But
But good for Florida State. Good for those guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Seriously.
did not see that.
It's a good win. They get him in the top 25. Alabama dropped 23. They dropped pretty far down.
21, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty far down. Like this, this play here is like 13 yards out, and it's just like they just got bullied right there.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know?
I think they're done as a dynasty. I mean, Georgia's got it now. Everybody knows it. I don't think they're going to be relevant for a while.
Yeah, probably not.
I agree.
They might have a 7-win season, go to a bowl game, but that's not.
Oh,
Alabama.
that's not
Yeah.
Alabama football at
That's
all.
like that's like the Patriots when Tom Brady left. They go
Right.
from winning a division to not making the playoffs. I mean, who's talking about the
Yeah.
Patriots now? That was only 5 years ago,
Yeah.
6 years ago. And nobody's even talking about them. So
So this isn't on it, but we got to talk about it. You guys see Belichick's girlfriend out on the sideline and stuff? I saw a meme. It's like asking for concession money.
that's so funny. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen.
No,
I don't think I've ever seen a spouse or a girlfriend
No.
ever on the sideline of any sport. I've
No.
never seen it before.
Not
Was that
at all.
okay? Do you think that was like? Do you think they talked about this ahead of time, or was he shocked by this, or was this like something they talked about? Was okay?
No,
I
they
can't-
talked about it ahead of time for sure.
Just come on down.
Oh man. Well,
But it's not shocking because I saw a report like during the summer that she does everything with him.
yeah.
She's more like a personal assistant that just looks good.
Yes. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I told Tommy if I have to mute unexpectedly, it's because my dog goes crazy. It's down there biting my hand. So it's like maybe here we go. Ouch. That's why.
yeah.
But there, a special guest star, Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte.
Nice.
I told him I tried to tire her out, but obviously it didn't work. Such is life, working at home, But all right, we got to play some receipts from Texas, Ohio State. I'm getting bit over here, man. I'm getting attacked. I thought this is so good
Oh man.
that we got to
buddy.
play it.
Go for it.
Oh, buddy.
Oh boy. Are we playing it?
I gotta share it. Sorry,
They're going to be great, no doubt about it. Texas on the prove. They've probably been thinking about it all
still trying to
year.
figure this out.
Man, I think Texas is on top on this one.
There we
It'll
go.
be a
It's
statement
in
game for the Texas
right?
program. This will be the program where Texas is officially back.
No, I
Future
agree
national
with Trey.
champion on the road.
I agree with Trey.
Oh.
Clip this and send this to Ken Adamo because Ohio State is going down week 1, and they're not going to climb back out of this hole.
Ooh, that's
They're
a hot
not.
take.
Nobody on Texas is going to be able to handle Jeremiah Smith.
Dude, that guy
Let's be real.
is so NFL ready. It's not even funny.
He is very NFL ready.
He's going for
I
3
hate to
tutties on
say
these
it.
boys.
Yeah, but listen, this is one of those things. College football in general is one of those games.
Turn it
for
off.
One player, it's really hard to change.
All right, that's good.
Turn it off. Oh, Tommy, that one hurt, man. That one.
It did, man. Hey, but
That
Jeremiah Smith didn't burn us. So
He didn't. Nobody on the offense did really.
no, it was a really
Yeah.
defensive battle there.
Mm-hmm.
It was
not
defensive
good offensive
battle
football.
and bad offense. Like it takes a while for offenses to get in sync. A game moves a lot faster than practice, no doubt about it. I mean, playing in front of 100,000 fans. all that, you don't really think about how that's going to impact a player. But it doesn't surprise me that the offenses were a little down. But I will say this: I'm disappointed in Arch Manning. Very disappointed because it wasn't so much that he played bad; it's that he seemed to just have a flippant attitude, like it didn't bother him. And that's where I was like, that's not like. Can you imagine Josh Allen playing an average game and then just kind of shrugging it off, or Patrick Mahomes, in a big game moment? Like, you see those guys get over on the sideline, they're throwing their helmets. They're just so frustrated and so mad and just trying to get it back. Maybe he's cool as a cucumber. Maybe that's his thing. But I just saw somebody who didn't seem to bother him at all that he had a bad game. Maybe that'll help him down the road, but I hope it's not emblematic of his attitude, going forward.
Yeah, there were some throws to me that were so bad.
Yeah,
when he wasn't rushed.
Yeah, there was a second and a third down throw. Actually, the last series of the game.
Yeah,
the second and third down throws should have been completions, 5-yard completions. Should have been just easy 5-yard completions. Probably move the chains, keep it going, and then unfortunately, then they had a false start and they got him into like a 4th and 11. It's like,
Well, there was even some times where I love Arch Manning, but there was times where he wasn't even moving his feet in the pocket. I mean, Jesus Christ, he had one time where one of his offensive linemen backed right into him. He didn't have the foresight to move his feet in the pocket and move left, right, or backward in a pocket where he could have had a 5 to 15-yard reception. So, I mean, I agree with you. I think it was a really bad look. But again, I tend to think it's the very first game of his real career where he is the guy. It's a 100,000+ game. It's an overhyped game. It's against Ohio State. It's a rematch from last season. A lot of tension. You're also thinking, my uncle is the man. Both my uncles are Mannings. I've got to go out here and show off. Again, I'm not terribly worried for Arch. I don't think he destroyed his entire career, but yeah, I mean, I was a little bit disappointed that there was really no emotion from him. It was just kind of indifferent to what was going on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cue this up because I think it's perfect. What you guys are saying is here on the Pat McAfee show. They're talking about it.
That was a tough go.
Tough.
That was a tough go. Matt Patricia's Dan Orlovsky did it. Now, Dan Orlovsky was pro Arch Manning. So Dan Orlovsky is going to get on the side of Arch being screwed here. Arch being held back. Sarkisian is giving him a limited offense, which might be true. Sarkisian might have done that. And then he also pointed out a lot of things that Matt Patricia was doing to Arch Manning. We've seen numerous film breakdowns now from Dan Orlovsky where Patricia would show one thing, almost like the amoeba defense that the Ravens do. Sure. And then they have somebody handing in dirt, then they're dropping back. Yeah. It was kind of like a high-level NFL-type defense was taking place for that Ohio State Buckeye defense. Now, they're obviously studs, won a national championship, best defense in the country, I think, last year. They looked good. They came out of his time from person. Brains. Everybody remembers
this right here. I think is so critical that Ohio State defense played zone 72%. They only blitzed on 4 plays,
right? But they got it in the backfield.
Yeah, 5.9 air yard attempts. I mean, it's just like, I mean, kudos to Ohio State, and maybe they just gave them such different looks. And like they're saying, that amoeba defense, it's like it looks like they're going to man up because they're bringing 6 guys, then all of a sudden they're in a cover 2 or cover 1 or 0 coverage or whatever. And it's just like, since you haven't been that guy, it's one thing to see it on tape, right? But when you're the guy holding the ball and the defense is you only need to be confused for 2 seconds and the play's over, right?
Yeah.
But let's be honest about this. It wasn't like Texas didn't know that Patricia was on the sideline, right, run the defense and has NFL experience. And why wasn't he at least prepped with, hey, they might try to confuse you a little bit. They might try to show you some different things. I don't know. It's just for all the buzz that he got for the hype that he has. I just thought that he would have been a little bit more prepared for that. And I thought that he would have been a little bit more frustrated and disappointed about that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
If you had said Ohio State will score 14 points at home against Texas, do they win or lose? I'd have said lose.
Oh, yeah. I would have too.
I'd have said that.
Well, that was like even in that I'm not going to play the whole thing, but they talked about that. It's like if you went to Sarkisian and says, hey, we're Texas, you're only going to give up 14 points against Ohio State on the road. He would sign right now every single day. I'll take that, and I like our chances, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think one of the things too that because we were kind of texting about it is the main plays, like the difference between winning and losing. They were 1 of 5 on 4th down, so that's essentially 4 turnovers or 4 drives. One was they were stuffed at the 1 yard line.
That was horrible.
that's-
Why do you run your quarterback 2 plays on the goal line? If you're going to run the ball, run the ball.
Yeah.
Like, get in formation, get some tight ends in there, push the line, get your running back who's used to running the ball. I mean, you got 1 yard to go. Why do you do that? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why they did that. In fact, I was watching the game, and they got down to the 1 yard line, and then I had to run my daughter somewhere. So I had left the house assuming that they were going to score. It was 7-0 at that point. When I got home, it was 14-0 Ohio State. I'm like, what happened? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
They were on the 1. They didn't get 3. They got nothing. Like,
no.
what happened? That's crazy.
Stoned, man.
I don't understand. I mean, Texas is great for the sport when they're good, but man, like if Arch looks like Quinn Ewers 2.0, it's are the Longhorns the Dallas Cowboys of college football? A lot of hype, a lot of big names.
Yeah.
Can't win the big games.
Well, if I'm going to take the other side of that, I'm going to say, okay, we went in, we were the number 1 team on the road, and we only lost by 4. And if we clean up a few things, we can beat anybody any given weekend. That's how I'm going to spin it as a coach, because they were in the game. They still had the ball with a chance, despite that horrible pick that he had. He did have a couple of really good, and there was a couple times that I felt the receiver should have caught the ball. There was one in the end zone. It was an out. I mean, it's like, I know you're not NFL, but you're at a major program. You got to make that catch. You're diving, you're going to the ground, and it's right in the corner. It's like, and it wasn't even like tiptoeing. It's like you're just sliding. But, if I'm the coach, I'm going to spin it.
Is college football becoming too obsessed with instant replay like NFL is, where the slightest movement of the ball on a catch is not a catch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I actually miss the days of not having slow motion instant replay. It was kind of nice when nobody could know. Nobody could, you can't really slow it down and see, but those days are, that genie's out of the box. But man, there were a couple plays this week where they took a lot of time to decide. Sometimes they affirmed after a ton of time, which is odd. And then other times they overturned a couple of catches, and it's just like, man, that's probably my least favorite part of the game is determining what a catch is.
Yep.
I hate that.
Was this game where they overturned that catch?
There was one in the end zone, I believe. I can't remember which game it was, but there was one in the end zone where
I was watching that too, and I can't remember what game it was. I was really irritated though.
Yeah, I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So
that's becoming too much like the NFL.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Week 2, not a lot of big games. Trey pointed this out. They probably don't want to interfere with the NFL.
I mean, you got to think so. I mean, you got other sports like the PGA Tour, which ends its season before football season, like its main season, its playoff season before football's even starting, because they were running up against NFL on Sundays in September. Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if they said, "Hey, we've got the audience for week 1. Let's make some big games." There were some big games coming around.
Yeah, there was.
And then week 2 is more like what we're used to seeing, which is hey, if you miss the game, it's not a big deal, kind of a thing.
Right.
You do have Michigan versus Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good
teams.
That's going to be a good game.
Who's leaving Norman with the W?
Well, listen, I think this is a perfect litmus test. I mean, Oklahoma is kind of a paper tiger until proven otherwise. And Michigan, my thought on Michigan is I think they're the only Big Ten brand other than Ohio State that's probably going to have I mean, my guess is nationally. I mean, maybe Penn State if they surprise some people, but there's probably not a lot of Big Ten teams this year that are going to do much. So, whoever wins this is going to be kind of maybe the early season challenger to, playoff supremacy, maybe.
Always hating on the Ducks, man. Reigning Big Ten champions.
Yeah, but I mean, where do you think they're going to finish this year? And again, nobody thinks they're a Big Ten team yet. They still haven't quite. I mean, they obviously played well last year, but they're still kind of like, it's like Missouri when they joined the SEC and they came out of the gate and they won like the North the first year, and nobody's like, oh, it's Missouri. No, they're not an SEC school. Like, it took a while for Missouri to actually be considered an SEC school. I don't know if we put Oregon in that category yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them as Missouri category either because they got the money. And if you saw Mike Gundy throwing shade to Dan Lanning, I think it was yesterday about how much money they had, and he threw it back perfectly because he's like, well, you guys played UT Martin last week, and I don't think they talked about how much money they don't have compared to you guys. So, but Oregon really has an easy schedule this year. The only real good team they play in the Big Ten is Penn State on the road. So,
Right, which means they're not going to be prepared for the playoffs again. They're probably not going to go very far, and I love them. They're just it just keeps working out this way. It's just not good. They're kind of like the Bills at this point. Great team, but until they win something big, like they're going to be forgotten.
I just marked that just in case that's been marked.
Hey, I'd love nothing more than Oregon to have a breakout season and do something special, go to the national championship, win a national championship. I'd love nothing more than that. But we have to live in reality here,
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like I saw this social media video of this woman who asked her husband, like, if it snowed every year for the last 30 years, how much money would you put on it that would snow this year? And he's like, all of it. I put it all on. I mean, of course, I got. So he goes, so why doesn't that work with the Dallas Cowboys?
The Dallas Cowboys.
It's like it was such a good moment. We got to live in reality, boys. We got to live in reality.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
All right. Anything else on college football you guys wanted to hit up on, or move to the NFL drama?
I mean, I think we got to move to the NFL at this point.
I think so.
There's a lot to talk about.
So Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, drama saga, whatever you want to call it. I mean, to me, it's crazy. I got a clip I'll play here in a little bit. Part of the interview with Stephen A. It was pretty dramatic to me. But what are your guys' takes on it?
All right, here's my take, real quick. There's a saying that one in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Yeah.
You have Micah Parsons, a generational talent, and now, not only is he still in the NFC against a team that's historically done a little bit better than you lately. Yeah. But you also get 2 first-round picks. You have no idea what that's going to become.
Like, well, they could be the 28th and 30th pick.
Could be the 20th, 30th pick. You could draft poorly. Right. Like you had Micah Parsons, and then you throw that away for some future opportunities. Now, I'm sure there's stuff behind the scenes, but
Trey,
why do some organizations take care of players other than
4 number ones over the next 2 years? What if he trades them? 4 number ones. Come on.
It's possible. I just, unless Micah Parsons is a major cancer, this doesn't, he was Dallas's heartbeat. That's crazy. I don't know. And it doesn't surprise me. This is Jerry Jones we're talking about. It doesn't surprise me one bit. But I mean, let's just consider a couple other organizations. All right. If the Chiefs had Micah Parsons, do you think that this happens?
No.
If the Eagles have Micah Parsons, does this happen?
No.
Not a chance.
I would say the same thing with the Niners. I mean, the Niners would figure out you don't trade a defensive end.
Especially one who's one of the best in the league.
I mean, that guy is
a game changer.
And I can't wait to watch the game tomorrow night and see how much we should I wish there's probably some prop bet on how many times Micah Parsons is mentioned in that game because he won't be playing for him. And it's and I saw that game is so heavily bet because it's the first game of the season. It's like the only thing that's been higher is the last couple of divisional championships or AFC, NFC championships. It's crazy.
Yeah. But hey, kudos to the backup who now has an opportunity, so you never know what might come of something like this. So, somebody's going to get a shot and we'll see what happens. But I have a feeling that Micah Parsons is going to be mentioned several times in that game. Let's put the over under at 9.5.
Oh, I would take the over big time on that.
I mean, it depends on how good the game is. If the game's a good game, they might only talk about it at the beginning and then it doesn't really come up. If the game's a snoozer or if the Cowboys can't stop the run or get any pressure on Hurts, then it's going to go way over. But you don't know. So we're going to set it at 9.5 and just see what happens on that. So
all right, Tommy and I both took the over. So
both taking the over.
We did. I think Jerry looks.
I'll try to get on that.
I think Jerry looks really silly in this, saying I negotiated with Micah. I mean, he's been in the NFL for how long? He knows you don't negotiate with players, negotiate with agents. he said he wasn't going to trade Micah Parsons. He traded Micah Parsons. He didn't get he didn't get the best return. Honestly, he just looks really bad. He's got egg all over his face. Jerry's going to Jerry, and Dallas is going to Dallas, I guess. There's something in the water there.
Audio was the audio of Jerry Jones talking about it.
Yeah, here I was letting that play without interrupting Tommy's thought.
Please, let's play that.
But now we got to play this.
Was traded and agreed to a 4-year, $188 million contract with the Packers with $136 million in total guarantees.
Insane money.
Making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. A great deal by Micah's agent, David Mulugheta. Let's hear what Jerry had to say about David's role when Stephen A. sat down with him just a few weeks ago.
There's right now about 3 entities involved in the Micah Parsons deal that really count, and that's not to dismiss everything about the organization and the Cowboys.
What are the 3 entities?
Micah, me, sitting out there, and about a mile back is that agent. These are the 2 to get it done. Always has. And these are the 2 that be sitting there working it out when it hits the fan, when it's not between the lines on that contract. That's why I'm going to do it.
We now welcome in the man himself, Forbes' #1 most powerful.
All right, I got to pause that for that, because to me, why? I mean, so much ego in that for Jerry Jones to go on and do that. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. I think people get to those positions because of some ego and narcissism, and then it becomes a big detriment for them, when they get there.
Yeah, you have to have some ego to go buy the Cowboys or any kind of sports team. Hey, why are you putting that up?
Because I'm projecting that I'm going to win this week.
Oh my goodness, you can't do that.
Oh,
you were going to slide that in, and I wasn't going to notice.
Why not? Hey, until somebody beats me. I mean, just saying.
Well, technically, last week you didn't win anything, and Josh and I.
There's very little record holistically of last week. It was kind of pieced together.
I know. But we did play the tape earlier, if you recall that.
All right, but do you have the audio from Jerry Jones after the trade? Do you have that audio?
I didn't get that one. No.
Oh my gosh, that's the better one, because
I could probably find it.
It's like a kid in high school talking about how he got taken to the bank. I mean, he said that what the agent said. It's worth it. If you can get that for next week, we need to play that next week. That'll be good. It'll be a good clip for sure. That'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this week for the games. There's a couple of really good games that are out there. Cowboys Eagles is a crazy way to start the season. That's usually later in the season. That's going to be a great game to watch. I'm looking forward to just for the entertainment value, the Steelers Jets. I don't know who put this schedule together, but kudos to them for that, because this is going to be pretty enjoyable to see what happens either one way or the other. So that'll be a good time. Yeah, if you can find the audio only of that, you can definitely play that. I'll tell you another game that I'm looking forward to, and that's the Giants at the Commanders. I want to see how Jaden Daniels comes out this year, and what the Commanders are able to do. I think that they have. I said this last week. I'm really high on those guys. I think they have a chance to do some really, really great stuff. So it's going to be good. Lions and Packers right out of the gate. Ravens and Bills right out of the gate.
Stoked for that.
I mean, there's probably 6 games that I want to watch, and most NFL weeks there's like 2 or 3.
You got Thursday, obviously. You got Friday with the Chiefs and Chargers, so those are standalone games, which are going to be huge. And then, as you mentioned, you can't forget West Coast. 49ers and Seahawks.
49ers, Seahawks. Yep.
That's crazy divisional matchups, kind of like the Lions, Packers. Vikings, Bears. It's like a lot of divisional games.
Yeah, Bucks, Falcons. I'm excited to see.
That should be a good game.
Baker Mayfield, and how he does. And obviously, Josh is big on the Falcons, and we'll see how they come out of that. I'm interested in seeing what happens with both the Raiders and the Broncos, just because they're in the division. So I'm kind of curious how they're. I think the AFC West is going to be a tough division this year, but there's some really good divisional games.
Yeah.
Lions and Packers, that's a Thanksgiving game. It's crazy that we're getting that, week 1.
Well, looking ahead to week 2 already, Thursday night game is Commanders and Packers. That should be a great.
That should be a great game as well.
You
Yeah,
know?
there's a ton of good storylines. Eagles, Chiefs. After
Yeah.
that, there's a lot of good Giants and Cowboys for who is the worst front office. See, that's a week 2 matchup. We'll see what happens with that one as well. There's some really good ones out there.
That's crazy.
For sure. All right, so listen, we have to talk about this. You posted a question to us on the agenda. We have to get to this. I mean, where did this question come from, and what are you thinking? Like, I gotta understand this better.
Which question?
The question that you put in there is, if you were starting an NFL team.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah. Just I'm gonna let you just run with it.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
So, if you're starting an NFL team, who would you start with at the quarterback, or who would you take? You got. He can't even let me finish. He's shaking his head so much.
I can't believe this is a real question.
Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, or Patrick Mahomes? Who would you take and why?
We're talking like where they currently are in their career.
And you got to consider
where they're
yes, where they are right now, and you have to consider salary cap because of their current contract. So if you're starting a team and you have those 3 options.
I'll start just to kill Trey. I'm starting with Jaden Daniels. Number 1, salary cap constraints. Number 2, we're starting a team from scratch. I don't know how this team is going to play with Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I know his strengths already, but I'm going with Jaden Daniels just because I'm building a team from scratch. I can build it around him, and then we can take that mantle and be the next Patrick Mahomes for the next, 15 or 20 years with a freshly built team around a Jaden Daniels that is on a rookie skill contract.
Tommy, it's a good argument. All right, I can't fault you for the argument, but I have to ask a few other questions. First of all, who's the coach of this team?
I have no idea. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wasn't part of the question. Wasn't part of the question. Wasn't part of the question. Next.
All right. So I get where you're coming from on the Jaden Daniels side. I get that. Rookie contract, a lot of upside, a lot of years in the league. But here's where I'm going. I'm going Mahomes. You know that. that. All right.
That's why I closed it. Yeah.
I'm going Mahomes because he still has, especially if he's on that Brady trajectory, he still has 10 good seasons left.
If
he's on the Brady trajectory. In fact, he's ahead of the Brady trajectory. Like he's well ahead of the Brady trajectory.
In terms of his overall stats,
right next to each other.
I agree with that. But in terms of playing another 10 years,
playoffs,
he's 39. Yeah, quarterbacks normally don't last that long.
Yeah, but
Tom Brady was 1 of 1.
But
listen. We have one quarterback to say that lasted that long.
How old is Aaron Rodgers?
Tom Brady. Did he play at a high level last year? Did he play at a high level the year before that?
But
he's played at a high level.
He played at a high level
37. So he was 37, 38. You don't have 10 more years. You've got 7 or 8.
Okay. And I think that Mahomes would have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl in those 7 or 8 years than Daniels would have in 15.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah.
You think Daniels is going to win more Super Bowls than Mahomes?
In the next 15 years, I do.
You think he's going to win more? Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I'm high on Jaden Daniels. You guys are just throwing out Super Bowls just like they're easy, just throwing them out. All right. They're hard to win.
They are.
I think we said it's very hard to win.
The Chiefs are in a position where their salary cap is, so much money's invested in Mahomes. And there was a couple of years ago where they had, and I saw this stat when they were talking about the Cowboys. It's like if you have more than 40-something% of your salary in 3 players, you're doomed. And the Chiefs were there a couple of years ago, and then they traded Tyreek. I think he made this point last week. And so now they come back. So they're always going to be fighting that. And Kelsey's aging out. Mr. Swift is going to be gone, So it's like,
but here's the critical point. Here's the critical point. The Chiefs have made it to the place where great players want to play with them and are willing to take less money. They've reached that point.
Let me ask you a question, Trey.
And you also have the stars who want to keep winning, who are also willing to renegotiate as necessary.
Patrick Mahomes' cap hit is $78 million next year.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Now, the following year, it is $74 million.
It's a lot.
No doubt. They're winning a Super Bowl those next 2 years?
I have no idea what they're going to do with his contract. I mean, Veach is kind of magician somehow. He's figured some stuff out. He's been making the right moves. At this point, I have full trust in whatever he does at this point. I would trust him to figure it out, because again, they might go through a lull. They might go through a couple of years of a lull, but I just think in the long run, if you look at the next 8 to 10 years for the Chiefs, I still think they have the opportunity to do great things, because they've reached a place where players want to come and play there. Players want to come and play there, and they're willing to take less money because they want to win a championship. Players maybe towards the end of their career, maybe right kind of in the middle where they know it's like their main time. Some of these linebackers that they have, they're young. They're obviously at some point they're going to have to get paid, but they've got players in college that want to play for the Chiefs now. They're drafting better than other teams, even late in the draft. Like, I just have full trust, full confidence they're going to figure it out. It's hard not to think otherwise because of what we've seen so far. I know it's a big number. Just saying.
So here's a perfect example of what's going to continue to happen is, you have Trent McDuffie's jersey. He's probably not going to get re-signed, because he
probably won't.
So you just have this. It's a thing that every team faces when they I'll go back to my Niners. They missed their window, I think, because they had Brock Purdy on a rookie deal, and they were able to surround him with everybody else. And now they kept Brock Purdy, and they've lost everybody else. I mean, we'll see what they're going to be this year. I mean, I'm a fan, but I mean, the reality is you can't pay everybody. You just can't. But you got to have an elite QB. And if an elite QB is on a team-friendly deal,
what happens?
The difference maker.
This is something I don't understand fully. What happens if a player who's on a big contract, who's made $1 bazillion from everything else that they've got in life, which Mahomes is making, it's a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
What happens if they say, listen, I want a new contract and I want less money? What happens? I mean, how does that impact their salary hit? Is that possible? Or is it like, how does that all work? I don't know how that works.
Well, at this point, they would just have to restructure because he's signed for like 6 or 7 more years.
I think that's what they'll do. I think they'll keep restructuring that thing and figure it out.
They can, but here's the problem: is they've now kicked that can down the road. That's why his cap hit is now $78 million next year, when his salary is not $78 million. His salary is like 40-something million, but because they've restructured it the last 2 seasons, that's why it's so high. You're not gonna be able to get away with this game of restructure, and not be able to pay the piper eventually. So you can kick the can 1 or 2 more years. They might be able to restructure, but then you're going to be biting into the 34, 35, 36, and 37-year-old seasons of Patrick Mahomes, where they've got no money to do anything.
When's the next CBA and they raise the salary cap? when is that scheduled to happen?
I don't know. The NBA just did.
The NBA did.
2031. You've got a long time.
We got 6 seasons.
Oh, that's So you got to go through. You're going to eat all that contract.
Hey, Tommy, I'm not saying your argument's a better argument. It's a solid argument with Jaden Daniels, but
no, I don't disagree with yours either. Honestly, Patrick. I mean, we know who Patrick Mahomes is, right? Mm-hmm. We don't know if Jaden's going to do anything in the NFL. He's shown flashes, right? But we don't know if this season he comes out and he's nothing. I look stupid saying I'm gonna build around Jaden and you look great, right? But here's the thing: is you have to look at the full picture of it. And I'm going to take the higher upside at this point in his career, and not a $78 million cap.
Technically, if we're starting a new franchise from scratch, there is no salary cap hit yet. So, if we're starting over with a 30-year-old Mahomes, he still doesn't have a salary cap hit. But I will say this: I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to flop at all. I think he's going to be super solid. But what I think is, you just have no idea the trajectory of somebody's career. You don't know what assets are going to be around them. You know what injuries they're going to have. It's really hard to tell. And it's just hard. It's just hard. I mean, even Mahomes going to, 7 straight AFC Championships games. He only won 3 Super Bowls, and he was 2 games away from it 7 times, and he won 3. And he's great. So it's hard. It's hard to get there. I mean, look at Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Those guys are generational talents.
Yeah,
they're phenomenal quarterbacks. They're some of the. Joe Burrow is a phenomenal quarterback. He's made it to 1. Those other guys haven't made it to any. That's a crazy thing to think about. So as much as I like Jaden Daniels, I hope he does well. He's not going to flop. Year 2 is going to be tough because people have tape on you now, a little more tape.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how he adjusts to that. But I think he's so cool. He's just so cool back there.
Yeah.
Love that
So
guy.
I didn't really answer it, but I would go with Jaden Daniels too, just because of all the things that Tommy already said. But to your point, Trey, if we were starting fresh and salary cap wasn't an issue, I'm going to take Mahomes because of the experience.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
That's why the question to me at first, I was like, wait, we're starting. Why how was there any other answer here than Mahomes? Now, here's the real crazy, and you should mark this as well. How do we keep coming up with these crazy takes just out of left field? Okay, you really think Jaden Daniels is going to win more Super Bowls than Mahomes in the next 15 years? How many do you think Mahomes is going to get? You think he'll get one more, two more?
I'll give him one.
One more, so 4. So you think Daniels in the next 15 years is going to win 5?
No,
that wasn't the question.
No,
the next
that's what
15
I said.
years.
I said you think
this
he's going to
point
win more
forward,
than 15.
he's going to win more than one.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay? So
Yeah.
you okay?
I don't think he's
Let's
going to
back
win
up.
5.
So
No,
you
he's
think
definitely not
he's
winning
gonna-
5.
So you think he'll win 2 or more?
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Yes.
Okay, I
Yeah.
misunderstood. I thought you
you're
meant
good.
cumulative.
No,
That
that
No,
sounded
definitely
like
not.
That's
No,
wild.
I would definitely not take. No, I'm taking
Because-
Patrick Mahomes cumulative
All right,
all
that's
day.
not so crazy. But okay,
Yeah.
Daniels 2. I could see that. I mean, Eli Manning's got 2. I could see Daniels getting 2.
Yeah, I know that's so
I
crazy,
mean,
right?
I think if Eli's got 2, we've got
It's
some time.
possible. It's
Mhm.
possible.
I know they were so bad so many years, except for those 2 years. It was
Hey,
just,
speaking of the Manning, I want to talk about Arch one more time. Did you watch any of the Manning cast? I meant to bring this up when
no, I
we were
didn't
talking
see
about
it.
I saw.
So there
I
was-
saw what I think was an AI generated clip from it. But go ahead, Tommy.
Was that what it was when he said, "I think he's adopted"?
Well, the one I saw had a. I think he's effing adopted or something like that. Like,
Yeah, that's what it
saw
was.
the
I
AI
wasn't
generated.
gonna.
I don't think
try
that
to
was
post.
actually on the Manning cast. I think that was.
I'd say I didn't watch
AI.
the Manning cast, but that would have been so hilarious if Peyton had
wow.
actually
They
said
might have
that.
said I think he's adopted. Maybe that's where they got it from, just for fun. But I saw
Yeah,
that.
that killed me. Honestly, and what's so funny about that is I could see Peyton saying that
I could
when he's
too.
talking with Eli about Arch. I could so have seen that happening,
Totally.
which is why I was like, that is epic if he said that. I will
Do you
watch
remember-
every game on the Manning cast if that's
Do you
true.
remember Peyton Manning on Saturday Night Live and the commercial that they did with him working with the kids the United Way playing football? You guys ever see that?
Yeah.
That's worth a look on YouTube where he's yelling at kids, he's hitting them in the back of the head, he's like just being tough on them, whatever. Like it starts out real nice, but then he was cussing at him, just having fun. I could see him doing that. He'd probably enjoy it. That would have been a fun moment for him. So
He's pretty funny. Other thing I wanted to hit on football, NFL is just the impact of fantasy, and just sharing this. It's crazy that 40 million players play fantasy.
yeah, that's
football.
crazy.
Crazy.
That's not a hobby. That's
No,
That's a for some a side hustle. Certainly the NFL's biggest marketing arm. I mean, my goodness.
oh,
like,
it's
that's
huge. Because I know I
incredible.
watch games that I would not care anything about, except for I have a player that I'm either on my team or I'm playing against. It could be
Yep.
the Jets versus Jacksonville, and I'm watching it. And,
Dude, I'm the worst when it comes to fantasy football. I can't keep up with those. In fact, the pick'ems that we do is probably the best thing I've ever done when it comes to this type of thing. I can't keep track of. In fact, when I was a middle school teacher, there was another middle school teacher. We both were like, man, we suck at fantasy football. You can't keep up with it. I got injured people starting and whatnot.
oh, it's tough. Yeah.
And so the thing was, he said, let's go in together and maybe we can, share the load. We both sucked. Like it was terrible. We finished last in the league. We both just quit playing. I'm not good at it. It's not my thing. But
That's
it's
so
crazy how
funny.
many people are just so into it. It's it's amazing. That's
yeah. I play it. I mean, I got a team. I only have one though. I'm not one of those guys with like 6 teams. Just one.
I heard there's a really great comedian, John Crist, who has a bit about this, about fantasy football. And he goes, fantasy football, he goes, watching football is a fantasy. Like you're watching someone else do what you can't do. So fantasy football is a fantasy of a fantasy. Like he's like, how deep are we going here into this? And I think there's a lot of truth in that. I just never
That
got
guy's
into
hilarious,
fantasy
yeah.
things, but I don't have any
That's great.
fantasy football teams, but I do have the NFL Pick'em, which I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited about. Tommy, are you picks in for this week?
My picks are in. I did them right as I
Yeah.
was finishing up getting ready for this podcast, which I know you were not doing. You were standing us up.
Yeah. We'll put this out on LinkedIn and on the YouTube feed and everything, because it'd be nice to get a bunch of people in there.
Hey, they got to do it before the game starts tomorrow night. If they
Yeah.
want to get all the games this week, so make sure that you get that out there. But yeah, sign up, join us, have fun, get a little.
Yeah, it's free.
Bragging rights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and also I chose the option because remember in the playoffs for the NBA, I had a point system. I chose the option in this one that includes the playoffs, and it's 2 points for the first round, 4 points for the second round, all the way to the Super Bowl, which is 16 points. It's all built in this time. We don't have to worry about series and how many games and all that. It's just win or go home. But that's all set up. So this goes all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Nice.
Yep.
Make it happen.
We'll have a regular season winner, and we'll have an overall winner and a playoff winner.
Yeah.
So that'd be
Cool. Last thing before we get out of here, Kawhi Leonard and Ballmer's workaround on the salary cap. I couldn't believe when I saw this, and this is back from like 22. They were paying him like $7 million a year on this deal, and now that company's bankrupt. Thoughts there?
Yeah,
So,
I
want to make sure I understand what happened here. All right, so they basically paid him through like a shell corporation.
Yep.
Is that essentially what happened? Is they paid him off the books?
Yep, $28 million, $7 million for 4 years. Yeah, as long as he was with the Clippers, he got the money.
So here I've got the report pulled up. Evidence obtained by Pablo Torre, which was presented in the latest episode of his podcast. Leonard signed a $28 million endorsement. Such a great journalist. He signed a $28 million endorsement deal with now bankrupt tree planting company based in Los Angeles in April of 2022. The company under Aspiration Inc. filed for bankruptcy in March of 2025 after its co-founder, Joe Sandberg, was arrested on fraud charges. Torrey told that the deal with Leonard was put in place to circumvent the NBA salary cap, a claim that is further evidenced by Clippers owner Steve Ballmer being one of the company's biggest financial backers.
Okay, so
among the list of creditors, this I think how they found out about it. Among the list of creditors is in Aspiration's bankruptcy filings is an LLC under the name of KL2 Aspire LLC, an entity that is managed by Kawhi Leonard. The pact had agreed. Two sides
couldn't name it something different without his initials and things. Come on,
right? That's just insane. That's crazy.
Okay, so here's the question: a lot of times when you find out this happens, it's just because that person got caught. How many teams are doing stuff like this?
So my first thing I say is look at Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks when he took that almost $100 million pay cut so they could have a better team.
Yeah, that's pretty suspicious. I
saw the Pat McAfee take on this like right after it happened when they released it, and they were like, this happened all the time, like back in the day in college football. And apparently some college quarterback got busted around the time that they were in college, and they were like, man, it's a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't care about the rules, yeah, it's a great idea. That's wild. 28 million. And you think about Brunson. I mean, what would Brunson have been worth if he'd have gotten like a normal deal? What would that have been?
190 million.
And he took 100?
106, 108.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I know that people can be nice people. And maybe, when you get to 100 million, if you get to 100, I mean, think about this. He makes 190 million. He's going to pay 40 in taxes. So now he's down to 110 or something like that. 110, if you pay 40% on that, you're down to 75. I mean, at that point, is there a difference between 75 and 110 million? I mean, yes. There is, but
I'd like to find out.
I mean, like what can you buy with 110? You can't buy with 75 million at that point.
I'm not turning down the offer.
I know. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm saying that is it crazy? Yeah, but is it completely unreasonable? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe.
I mean, Brunson's definitely a team guy. He always has been in his career.
Yeah, 100%.
But that might be looked into. and Jalen, if you got a corporation out there, do not name it JL or JB.
JB
whatever.
Company LLC.
Yeah, JB Aspire LLC or something. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Jeez.
Come up with something creative. That's pretty wild. So, what do you think the punishment is going to be for this? Because there's been other situations like this. I think the Timberwolves had this situation with Joe Smith back in the day. I think there was a $3-4 million fine and some first round picks that they lost. That was, I mean, That was a while back, but still, like 28 million. I don't know. What's the punishment going to be on that?
I don't know. I tend to think that the current commissioner is a little bit weak when it comes to handing out punishments. I think it's going to be probably somewhere in the same dollar amount, or even like maybe they forfeit a couple of second round picks. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. And I think it's going to kind of open the door to Pandora's box of this kind of thing happening more and more.
I think I'm with you on that. I think that the commissioner is not very strong on punishments right now, but I think you have to be in this case.
I think you have to be, but I don't think he's going
to me, what I would do if I was him is I'd say, okay, what would the tax have been? Overriding the salary cap, what would that have been? That maybe times 50% or something like that. So that puts the fine probably a little bit higher. And then I would definitely take away some first round picks. I would definitely do that because you got to feel the pain. You got to feel it. You got to be like, hey, the next 4 years of our team's future is kind of in jeopardy because, it's not forever, but we're going to really struggle for the next 4 years to find really great talent in the first round. Because outside of the first and second round NBA, you don't find a lot of gems at that point. So you take away some first round picks or something like that. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, I agree with you fully, Trey. I think that's what needs to happen.
It's got to be because listen, you don't deter it. Somebody else is going to be like, well, that's not that big of a penalty. We'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you got to go back. You got to go back and look at like if they paid, what would the penalties be? Yeah, and then make it
a little on top of that.
Right, punitive on top of that. Because if not, people are like, well, I'll take a slap on the hand.
Right. You don't lose any picks, and you just got to pay a little bit of small fee.
I mean, what's a $10 million fine to Steve Ballmer? It's nothing.
Right.
It's like us paying $10.
Right. But you take the picks away, and that really hamstrings.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts the organization for the long term.
Yeah, because you can't get those back. So
well, and maybe it's a soft I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't. I'm trying to say the word. I wouldn't say ban, but not. What was a short-term ban for Kawhi? 10 games because he knowing we did this. I can't think of the word. Suspension. There we go. Yeah. 10 game suspension for Kawhi because he knowingly went into this kind of deal. I think there needs to be some kind of player. Maybe he has to pay back $28 million out of his contract. I don't know. You have to make both sides feel the pain.
Yep. Yeah. All right, well, we got NFL and NCAA football. We're into it, fellas. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's have some fun.
All right, last thing before we get out of here, hot take of the week. What do you got for a hot take of the week? Anything you want.
Ole Miss. Ole Miss is going. They're losing to Kentucky this week.
Okay. Is that where's the game at?
It's going to be in Kentucky.
Okay. Kentucky sometimes can do that, so I could see that. I have no idea how good Kentucky is or how bad or anything about those two teams, but historically, I've seen them be able to do that. So,
yep.
All right, my hot take, and this is probably going to totally backfire, but this is why we have hot takes.
I love it.
I think that the Cowboys are going to surprise the Eagles this week.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's going to happen. And the reason I think it's going to happen is I think the Eagles are going to have just a little bit of a hangover, just enough. It's at home, a little bit extra pressure to really perform after a Super Bowl win. They're going to get their rings, I think. So that's, sometimes a little distraction. And I think the Cowboys some of the players on there feel like they have a little something to prove. I think the offense will play reasonably well. They almost always play well at the beginning of the season, and they taper off and suck. Yeah. So I'm going Cowboys over Eagles at Lincoln Field. Lincoln Financial.
I guess mine's not that aggressive, but I was just going to say Ashton Genty's going to top 100 yards in week 1.
I can see that.
I said he was going to hit that 1,800 yard mark or whatever it was last week. So
I mean, he kind of has to if he's going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doubling down on that.
He rolls 38 yards on 12 carries. You might have to rethink that.
Yeah, I'd be like, that was fun. So awesome. All right, we'll drop the pick'em pool in there, and everybody join in, and we'll see you next week.
Let's get Josh back here. All right, see you guys. Peace out.
See you next week, guys.
Yep.